On Maritime today, we are promoting sustainable trade practices in Nigeria, the customs recipe. And joining me on the phone line this morning, I have Assistant Controller Abdullahi Aliu Mewada. He's the Public Relations Officer for the Nigerian Customs Service, and he's joining me on the phone line this morning. Mr. Mewada, good morning. Nice to have you.
A very good morning to you, and it's a pleasure to be with your esteemed station.
Great. It's nice to have you. All right, so Mr. Mewada, we'll come to the essence of the World Customs Day, which was celebrated 3 days ago. But first things first, how did the Nigerian Customs Service perform last year, if we were to do some kind of assessment?
Well, I think it's not a bad idea if we blow the trumpet to the hearing of members of the public. We have three core responsibilities, apart from other statutory responsibilities, that are very germane and very critical to national development. Number one, as an agency of government, we collect revenue on behalf of the federal government of Nigeria. Our role is to ensure trade facilitation, effective trade facilitation, and finally, ability to suppress smuggling to the barest minimum. Last year, let me start with the revenue. Is not no more news that Nigeria Customs Service collected a very huge amount of revenue in the year 2024.
In fact,
a total of 6.1 trillion naira.
Very correct.
Which is over 20% increase above the target set for the Nigeria Customs Service. Apart from that collection of revenue, we also ensure we come up with so many strategies that will ensure trade facilitation. Number one, as a station that talk about traffic and so on, you realize the quagmire we face along the Apapa
corridor,
Island and other corridor have drastically reduced. This is a product of collaboration. This is a product of coming together between relevant agencies as well as Lagos State government to ensure that the place is at least habitable for trade to flow and flourish. And the Nigerian Port Authority, the Nigerian Customs Service, the Lagos State government all came together to improve in what we are having, unlike what we used to have before. At least the corridor is a little bit better for trade to move seamlessly. A part of the effort to decongest the port is deliberate disposal of overtime goods that have stayed in the port for over 10 years and so on and so forth. So we are very intentional about making sure that our ports are efficient, and we make sure that wherever there are encumbrances, wherever there are limitations to trade facilitation, we come in and resolve them. The reason we pilot a time release study in Tinkan Island Port, with the result will be made public within the year. And the essence of time release study is to look at all areas of clearance value chain. And within those areas, and look at what time does it require to release a consignment right from arrival at the port to exiting the port. And this entails all stakeholders, stakeholders, not only customs.
That's right. So if I'm going to interrupt you for 1 minute, Mr. Mewada, all of these gains which you've mentioned, which were landmarks in the 2024 for the Nigerian Customs Service, some observers have this feeling that perhaps the most which the customs are much more interested in is revenue generation rather than trade facilitation. What's your response to that?
Not at all. That is why I am now dwelling more on issues that have to do with trade facilitation. Now, when you talk about trade facilitation, there are 4 elements involved. One, you need to simplification of standardization, harmonization, and automation of your processes and procedures, customs processes and procedures. Now, in terms of simplification, you talk about, we have introduced what is called advanced ruling. Advanced ruling is for you to get a binding legal decision on classification, valuation, or rules of origin of goods prior to importation of those goods. Now, if you want to import item AAA, you will write to customs and we give you a binding decision. So when you come in, you don't need to stress yourself. You already know the value of your items and there won't be delay. That is a tool, a trade facilitation tool that we brought in last year in customs, which we never had it before. Second is authorized economic operator program. AO, initially we used to have what is called fast track. And fast track is a quasi form of AU. And AO is what is known by World Customs Organization based on the WCO Safe Framework of Standards, which talk about now, looking at compliant traders. Look, you need to strike a balance between security as well as trade. And based on that, you look at traders that have met a certain rigorous criteria you have set in for them to get VIP or preferential treatment when they import their items into Nigeria. And so now we have started piloting AU, and we are going to launch EU next month, in Lagos. And we have finished the pilot phase, and we are going to commence proper authorized economic operation.
All right. So in all of this
issue that has to do with trade facilities, I want to leave the revenue and tell you that I will talk about trade facilities.
Yes,
it's innovation.
Okay, we'll talk about that. Just hold on. Just hold on one second, Mr. Miwada. We'll still talk about the innovative strides that the Customs Service will be coming up with, especially this year, 2025. But in terms of delays, cargo clearance at the ports, how would you say the NCS has performed?
Well, in terms of cargo clearance, that is why I say at the heart of clearance is innovation, automation of your processes. Number one, I would like to give Nigerians very good news now that part of the scanners under our trade modernization project, we have 6 of them are already in Nigeria. We have cargo scanners, we have fixed scanners, and we have also mobile scanners that are coming. Have arrived even in Nigeria, where they are only waiting installation and commissioning. And those scanners is part of our effort to reduce physical examination and concentrate on non-intrusive inspection, which is globally best standard. When items come in, you examine those items using technology, and you'll be able to facilitate trade. Now, another issue of innovation in order to reduce that clearance time is we have come up with an indigenous software, clearance software. What we have been using before is a product of all those companies, foreign companies, and so on. We have indigenous software called Bodogu, Unified Management Custom Software. We have piloted that software in Lagos in PTML command, Port at Terminal Multi-Service Limited command. Beautiful. And very soon we are moving to the next command in Lagos again. And this is the first time officers of the Nigerian Customs Service, along with our concessionaires, we are developing software and indigenous software by ourselves to make sure that it is from us, the source codes are from us, and we believe in Nigeria and we will use made in Nigeria for Nigeria.
Beautiful. Let's now come to the World Customs Day celebration, which was actually 3 days ago. Kindly tell our listeners this morning of what significance is the World Customs Day and how it's been observed globally.
If you realize customs as a body started in early 20s or 30s after the Second World War. Some group of countries in Europe came up to form what is called Customs Cooperative Council, CCCC, which later metamorphosed into World Customs Organization in 1952 on the 26th of January. Now, the emergence of World Customs Organization with over 100 countries, states that are members of the WCO, led to a celebration, commemoration of that international custom day every 26th of January. Because it was celebrated on Sunday, that is why command headquarters of Nigeria celebrated this international day on Monday, which is 27th. Now, every year there is a theme that will be the anchor for the year. Naturally, we pride ourselves that borders divide, customs connect. This is our pride as custom officers all over the world. And last year, we dwelled on partnership, customs partnering with traditional and new partners for a purpose. And we have done that even here in Nigeria Customs Service. And this year, we are looking at 3 components of this theme, which is customs delivering on its commitment to efficiency, security, and prosperity.
Right.
That is the slogan we're standing for this year. We want to be more efficient. We want to contribute to our quota to a prosperous nation, and we want to make sure that all items that are inimical to our security do not find themselves into this country.
And what activities?
That is the essence of the celebration.
What activities were you guys involved in on Monday to mark that day in Abuja?
At the NCS headquarters in Abuja, we have the honor of the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa OFR, witnessed that event as the special guest of honor, along with other stakeholders. The hallmark of that event was, provision or, a kind of giving of awards to officers who have performed exceptionally within those three areas of the theme. And part of it, about 17 officers and 3 stakeholders were recognized with WCO Meritorious Award, signed by the Secretary General of WCO, Air Saunders.
Wow.
And we were able to do an event and to set a kind of agenda and to set a focus for 2025 in order to be efficient, prosperous, as well as more effective custom administration in Nigeria.
Okay, then. So while we talk about the highs and, of course, some of the good things that have been happening, especially as it relates to the customs, let's talk about how the World Customs Organization, how are they supporting individual countries, with the customs administrations in the countries across the world? How would you rate it? Is the WCO doing enough?
Absolutely. If you look at the trends of activities of the Nigeria Customs in last 2024, you will see trends of capacity building programs from WCO in different areas of custom operation. It could be HS classification, areas of risk management, areas of valuation, and so on and so forth. So many areas WCO have contributed immensely to capacity building of officers here in Nigeria as well as other custom administration. Secondly, we have participated in so many WCO events. For instance, last year we were able to attend the WCO AEO conference. We also attended the WCO Technology Conference. Those are conferences that really add value to what we are doing as custom administration. Another aspect in which WCO comes in to make sure that we are doing very well is, part of the safe framework of standard is looking at 3 broad areas of cooperation: custom to custom cooperation, custom to other government agencies cooperation, and custom to businesses cooperation. Now, in terms of custom to custom cooperation, WCO have facilitated so many relationships with other customs administration, in which Nigeria goes for benchmarking mission to so many administration, the Royal Majesty's Customs in UK, the China Customs, the US Border and Customs and Border Protection Agency. Those are areas we have leverage on them to get capacity of our officers to share data, to share information, as well as learn from the best practices in order to improve in what we are, domesticate and use it to make customs administration in Nigeria better. Remember, customs have different regions, and within the regions we have about 6 regions, and we belong to the West and Central Africa region of the WCO.
Right.
And Nigeria just handed over the leadership of North and West Central Africa region last year to the Malian Customs. And part of our effort is our training college in Lagos, in Abuja. That is our Command and Staff College.
Right.
The training center, the WCO Training Center for West and Central Africa region, is domesticated in Nigeria and in Gwagwalada in Abuja in our own institution.
Okay.
So we are really connected, and we are getting the best from them.
Right.
To make sure we are more efficient.
Okay, then. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM this morning on Maritime Today. We're promoting sustainable trade practices in Nigeria, the customs recipe. And my guest on the phone this morning, Assistant Controller Abdullahi Aliu Meiwada. He's Public Relations Officer for the Nigerian Customs Service. And this morning, he's taking us to the classroom. All right, then we're going to take a short break. When we return, we'll find out from Mr. Meiwada. Yes, the customs made huge profits in terms of generating revenue for Nigeria. Last year, 6.1 trillion. What is the target for this year? And of course, a lot of times we do hear of what they're supposed to be doing There are lots of portals out there, some fake, some true, calling for a recruitment into the Nigeria Customs Service, right? He will let us know, are these true, or what are the genuine ways in which people can enter the Nigeria Customs Service? These are many more. Plus, your own reaction too. You can send in your questions or perhaps your contribution on 09153877127. A brief break. We'll be back.
Nigerian Shippers Council, they to serve you well. No matter the problem, we go solve them for you. Yes, so the Nigerian Shippers Council, they feel in a parole now for every level. And as soon as goods, they move from Port A, go enter Port B, with a measure within on a needle. For the Nigerian Shippers Council, we don't sharp proper to fit hear you wella, work with you wella, and help you fit serve your customers them better, no matter where them day. As we country port economic regulator, the Nigerian Shippers Council get every now to fit make government consider the problem where shippers them they face. Visit we office for number 4 or to buy your daily show your daily lane. Papa email us for nsc@shipperscouncil.gov.ng. We website now www.shipperscouncil.gov.ng. Allow us on top 0818-888-8895 or 0703-584-6468. For you, we Nigerian Shippers Council with the meeting now for the port of Nanir.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Maritime today is the program, and I here with me the Public Relations Officer of the Nigeria Customs Service, and talking about Assistant Controller Abdullahi Meiwada, and of course we're looking at how to promote sustainable trade practices in the customs this particular year. Flash update coming in from the Mile 12 corridor. There's a broken down high capacity blue Primero bus. Yes, it's broken down there, and I understand it's having a rear tire problem. This is at Mile 12 inwards Koshofe on the main carriageway. It has been managed to the side of the road, not really affecting vehicular flow at the moment, but movement inwards K2 is looking pretty good at the moment, while traffic managers on ground doing the needful. All right, so Mr. Meiwada, let's get to this year. Customs Service performed effectively well from your words last year, but what's the target for this year, and what are you guys going to be looking at?
Well, for now, as at even though it's not really finalized, because there need to be a kind of harmonization between independent institutions of government. But for now, what we have is we have a target of 8 trillion. We are still awaiting further clarification, but we are ready to improve whatever target that is given to us. We are ready to work on it, re-strategize, and make sure that we achieve that target.
Right.
Without being impeded to trade facilitation. It's not about collecting revenue. It's about striking a balance between those 3 core functions I have told you earlier. Not only revenue, you must facilitate trade, and you must make sure that you prevent or suppress smuggling to its barest minimum.
Right. So a lot of times we have all this news on social media of recruitment exercises carried out by the Nigeria Customs Service, which mostly turns out to be false. So how can people really get genuine stories, genuine news from the customs, especially as it relates to recruitment?
Well, let me start by making a very clear and clarification that if you go to our official Facebook page and social media handles, even yesterday we have to do a kind of scam alert and draw attention to members of the public about the action by fraudsters who are out to defraud members of the public. Apart from sensitizing members of the public, our custom police unit are also working hard to make sure that they collaborate with the conventional police to make sure that those criminals are apprehended and they face the wrath of the law. Now, we advertised for recruitment last year around ending of December for 1 week, and in which we published in reputable newspapers as well as on our official website. And that exercise lasted for 1 week. and we're able to recruit. We are able to we got application of members. About 500,000 Nigerians, over 500,000 Nigerians applied for customs. We had 3,900 slots for approval to get into customs.
Right.
Now, after that, the next stage of this exercise will be invitation for shortlisting for examination or aptitude test.
Right.
Now we have an information that some people deviously have started sending emails or messages to Nigerians that to come for interview. Also, we have not announced that.
Okay.
We are advising members of the public that at every point they should tune to our official communication channels and reputable traditional media like your own,
all right,
to get information about any process of this recruitment.
Okay,
we do not do recruitment on social media. I'm saying this, we don't recruit, we don't do auction on social media.
Right.
So I am saying this, and I have now so many fictitious accounts in my name.
Can you imagine?
Yes, even me, I'm not even safe from that. I have only one Facebook account, which is blue ticked, and it is verified account. Apart from that account, any account in my name is fraudulent, and people should kindly disregard those pages.
All right.
They are not my accounts.
I'm having some reactions that are coming in the studio here from you. This one says, good morning, Victor. Well done. Please ask your guest, how does the Nigerian Customs Service combat illicit trade such as smuggling, which undermines sustainable efforts? Dakpo is sending that one in. Dakpo, thank you so much. All right, so what's your response to Dakpo?
This is a very, very vast question that will take me another 1 hour to explain. But first, what we have done in terms of innovation, our anti-smuggling is we have started a process of deploying. Last year, December, I issued a statement talking about our enforcement strategy for 2025. One is to be less visible to members of the public and resort to more of intelligence-driven operations. Secondly, the use of IT tools to enhance our operations. We have now started deploying remote sensing geospatial to make sure that we get some of this movement and interdict some of these items along all over Nigeria. And this can be attested to one of our operations that has to do with smuggling of petroleum products outside the country, which is called Operation Whirlwind. Okay. You will never see a vehicle on the road tagged Operation Whirlwind. Right. But based on intelligence and collaboration, we'll be able to know the source of all crude oil, petroleum products, and we are monitoring their movement. If you intend to get them out of the country, we will be able to apprehend you. And you will see that by tomorrow in Adamawa, we have achieved. Yes.
Okay, then this one says that what measures does the NCS take to ensure environmental sustainability in trade operations? Another one here says, Dr. Sami is my name. Can you highlight the role of the Nigerian Integrated Customs Information System, NCIM, in sustainable trade? And one more says, hi, my name is Victoria. So what steps is the NCS taking to implement artificial intelligence, AI, in trade processes? I wish we can take all these questions. There are so many of them that are flogging in. But let's begin to wrap this up now because we do not have much time. So
now the issue of sustainable development in customs, part of effort of customs is to make sure that we are signatories to what we call CITES. Somebody you are talking to an environmentalist, someone who has a master's in environmental management. So I will talk to you confidently about that.
Right.
Now we have we are signatory to what we call CITES, Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Flora and Fauna. If you see in the last trend of last year, we have made a lot of seizures of pangolin. We have secured conviction of even foreigners who are involved in smuggling of pangolin, which is classified as endangered species, smuggling of elephant tusk and all other items that are endangered species, donkey skins and so on and so forth. In terms of flora, that is plants, all these raw timbers that are being, deforested along our environment, we also work on that. Then in terms of items that have, let's say, combustion, excessive combustion, we have what we call green customs. We make sure that items that come into this country are also in line, attuned to environmental standards. So those are what it is. Then the nice is NICIS is a clearance platform called Nigerian Integrated Custom Information System 2. We are gradually migrating from NICIS.
Okay.
That is the Bodogu I've told you. It's called Bodogu. And it is called Unified Custom Management Software.
Okay, then
and that is a software that was developed by customs indigenously, and
in
that
this country.
Is why we have started migrating now into that.
Which
and
is
we
good.
have embedded the issue of AI, artificial intelligence, will be factored in as we go into the implementation of that new clearance management software.
I wish we had all the whole time in the world, Mayweather, but of course, time not really our friend. Let me say a very big thank you to you for connecting with us this morning. We hope to catch up with you some other time, and then we can reflect through the world of the Nigerian Customs Service. Thank you so much for linking up with us.
It's a pleasure to be with you. Thank you very much.
Okay, then.
Thank you.
I have been speaking with Assistant Controller Abdullahi Mayweather, who is the Public Relations Officer for the Nigerian Customs Service. And this morning on the program, we'll be doing our own bit to promote sustainable trade practices in Nigeria, the customs recipe. We have to go. Temidayo Anthony has produced the program this morning. Maximum thanks to Rebecca Adamu, Assistant Director of Public Relations for the Nigerian Shippers Council. In the building, Fakorede Mary. And of course, a big shout out going out to our social media team, Deborah Bolodeku and others. Our executive producer is Tayo Akonle. My name is Victor Terry. I'm out. Still very much within. Bye.
Nigerian Shippers Council, they to serve you well. No matter the problem, we go solve them for you. Yes, so the Nigerian Shippers Council, they feel in a parole now for every level. And as soon as goods, they move from port A, go enter port B, with a measure within on a needle. For the Nigerian Shippers Council, we don't sharp proper to fit hear you wella, work with you wella, and help you fit serve your customers them better, no matter where them day. As we country port economic regulator, the Nigerian Shippers Council get every now to fit make government consider the problem where shippers them they face. Visit we office for number 4 or to buy your daily show your daily lane. Papa email us for nsc@shipperscouncil.gov.ng. We website now www.shipperscouncil.gov.ng. Allow us on top 0818-888-8895 or 0703-584-6468. For you, we Nigerian Shippers Council with the meeting for the port of Nanir.